This is going to be a little daily vlog that I feel like I want to do. I want to start incorporating kind of like a diary to you guys. It's like a daily diary entry. I know I had the last podcast that I talked about a lot of changes, and I implemented those changes into my life. And it's weird because I feel like the only way I can describe the way I feel is like I just came out of hibernation. Like I'm a bear and I just came out of this like 2-year-long slumber. And I'm sharing this. I'm not looking for like sympathy from anybody. I'm hoping that this helps anybody else that's ever been through something difficult and maybe they didn't have a way to put it into words. Maybe it'll make somebody else feel kind of validated. I've been really missing YouTube bad. And you know, I had this conversation with Kat today on the phone where I was this really big, important producer. I worked in film for years, and then I stopped and went to YouTube, and I built up my little mini empire with Ghost Girl Diaries on the old YouTube channel, and it was huge. And then it crashed and it burned, and then my mom started to get sick, and I had to sort of take care of her part-time, and then she was, you know, horrifically killed and died in January of 2022. And I took like 2 years to try to heal. And I actively was doing a lot of shadow work and inner work because I didn't want it to come back and haunt me. I wanted to heal through it, as hard and as difficult as it was. But, you know, I was in the final stages of healing in like June, July of this year, like I talked about, and I came out of it fully. It's her birthday. She was a Sagittarius. It's Christmas time for family. And this was the month that the nurse injected her that ultimately ended her life. And she went into cardiac arrest this month, and she coded, you know, so this month I knew I was facing a hard month. And I knew that I had a decision to make at the beginning of the month. And the decision was, you can either decide to make some major changes in your life, or, you know, and really progress and really move forward in the direction that you're wanting to go in your life, or you can have another December that's really, really difficult. And I don't know, I just got to the point where like I didn't want to feel the pain anymore, you know, like I'm never going to be totally healed like I talk about, but I feel like I just kind of woke up. And I told you guys I took down all of my Halloween decor out of my house, and I'm doing like a major, you know, makeover in my life, my makeup, my fashion. You know, I was thinking back to the person that I was in my youth, you know, like when I was, you kind of revisit those things, like, okay, when I was a kid or a teenager, who did I idolize? Gwen Stefani, you know, like obsessed with her fashion. Why don't I implement that stuff into my wardrobe anymore? You know, I went so dark and so goth without the alt side that I was like missing who I used to be and trying to figure out who I could get back, you know, how I could get back to that person. And I've been struggling with it for a few weeks. Like I told Kat, I can tell you exactly what I don't want to be or what I'm not interested in, but I can't tell you what exactly I am. And that goes for my house, my makeup, my hair. And then you go into Ghost Girl Diaries. And, you know, I'm trying to be kind to myself this week. I've had a difficult week, not due to depression, due to anger with myself from the past. I really want to get back into Ghost Girl Diaries somehow, not just the podcast. I want to film paranormal content again. I want to not only, you know, ghost hunting, but also talking about paranormal content. Like that's such a huge part of my life. Like that defines who I am. And I neglected that over the past 2 years while I was healing. And this week I've been really, really angry with myself over it. And I've been trying to hold myself accountable and say, you know, you had to heal. You had to go through what you went through. You had to experience the pain. You did the best you could at that time. But I'm still really just holding anger against myself. Like, how could you neglect Ghost Girl Diaries that bad? I've been wanting to get back into YouTube again. I've hardly, you know, I could have done better. But could I, you know, like considering how much I went through? It's weird because I think that when you go through trauma like that, your brain, parts of your brain shut down, honestly. I really do believe I went through some sort of like a mental breakdown. And like, for example, in the beginning, after my mom was killed and she died, like they lost her body, like it was like this big thing. It was just one thing after another. It wasn't getting better. And I got to the point where I couldn't clean my house. And I know you're gonna be like, what? But literally, I forgot how to clean. The carpet would get like dirty and it needed to be vacuumed, and I couldn't remember to vacuum. I stopped driving for 9 months because I was a hazard to the road. I just knew I shouldn't be driving. I just like lost it mentally. And then, you know, like my friends would come over and help me clean. And like, I couldn't remember how to clean the bathroom. And I know that sounds so easy. Like even dusting, like I have fans in my house, like big fans, you know, over the ceiling fans. And I couldn't remember how to dust them with the Swiffer. Like my thought process was this: how do I get up there to dust it? And I didn't even, like, I couldn't remember what a Swiffer was. Like, it's weird. It's like parts of your brain get shut off when you go through that trauma. And I could only do the bare minimum, like wake up, eat, sleep. I was exercising, barely eating. I was taking care of my animals. Thank God I had that, because I think that gave me a focus to be able to get up every day and still continue a routine. And clearly I worked partially through it. But I feel like now I'm fully back in my body and I'm fully working at like 100% level. And now that I'm back, I'm like really, really angry with myself for not doing more. What if? You should have done that. You could have done that. And, you know, luckily I have a really good support system around me. Kat's like, oh my God, like, you know, most people wouldn't have even been able to survive / you know, heal through the trauma that you did. And then your dad died on top of it. Like, it was just, you know, she's like, you went through so much, you think you need to be proud of how far you've come. And I love that perspective, because that's an outsider, but all of us as humans, we are so good at being our worst critic, and I'm no different, you know. And it's like partially imposter syndrome too. But I feel strange this week because I was like, should I just like quit social media? Should I quit YouTube? Like, if I didn't do it full throttle, and like, I just feel like I used to be like somebody, and I used to be an important person, and then like for 2 years I had to disappear and heal because of all my trauma. And I'm like, do I even, like, does anybody even want me back after that? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like damaged goods, I guess, type of thing. And once again, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just talking my thought process and what it has been, and how I've overcome, you know, all of this trauma. And I don't have the trauma anymore. And it's December, and although it's a hard month for me, I don't have that like heavy feeling of baggage and depression because of my mom and everything I went through. And I'm just ready to carry forward as fast as I can. And I'm hitting a little bit of a roadblock right now. And Kat was like, you need to be patient, you know, like you just came out of this fully, you know, you've changed your style. I'm changing my hair color. I don't like the silver color anymore. I want to go more of like a brighter blonde, like Gwen Stefani's hair is. That's what my hair used to be. This is more of a silver tone. I don't want the silver anymore. And I've already changed my makeup. It's very warm toned. I'm not using any of my LA Girl mixers anymore. No more black lipstick. Like I've just changed. I've just changed entirely. And I have a lot of Aries placements in my chart, and that makes me want instant gratification. You know, like if I'm changing everything, I want everything in my life to reflect that. And it's just not realistic. You know, it's like you just came out of this a couple of weeks ago fully. You cannot expect, you know, results in every area of your life instantly. And I'm trying to be patient with myself right now. And I think the next sort of final phase that I have to do is forgive myself. Stop beating myself up. Stop having imposter syndrome. Live my life fully. Forgive myself for thinking I could have saved my mom. I'm in that final stage, and it's weird because I wasn't expecting it to be sort of met with anger and frustration towards myself. So I guess the moral of this is just my little daily diary to talk to you guys, and it's always darkest before the dawn, you know? Like, I know that I'm out the other side, but now I'm just wanting my outer world to reflect in every way of what I'm feeling internally, and it's just not matching yet. Like today I was like, oh my God, like I should have been uploading, you know, more YouTube content. Like, what was I thinking? You were like checked out mentally because you couldn't even sit down to edit for an hour. You would cry, you know, like you couldn't even focus for that long, which is what made TikTok so easy. Because when I wasn't having spurts of depression, I was able to come on camera and do my thing without having, you know, a crying fit breakdown. But now that we're not in that energy anymore and we are healed and we're better, it's like divine timing, perfect timing. And I know I talk about that all the time. I need to practice what I preach. So yeah, I want to create more content on YouTube. I really want to start doing it extremely consistently. I miss it really bad. I would love to sort of rebuild my empire that I had before. And I'm telling you right now, what I'm missing more than anything is the paranormal stuff. I miss the paranormal stuff more than anything. Like, my fashion's good, you know, like I've got all these brand deals, my makeup's good, like, you know, TikTok's good, it's easy to do. And then like, I was in the process of changing my Instagram around again too, because I want to incorporate paranormal content on my Instagram too. And I've been trying to brainstorm and think of ideas. I've been studying other creators that I like and social media managers to sort of gain inspiration. And I saw this one today, and she said, you know, if you want to take YouTube seriously, you have to show up every day as if it were a job. And I fell off the bandwagon for a while because I think I got a really bad taste in my mouth after what happened with the first channel when it went up in flames. And I think for a long time I had a fear that it would happen again. Like, why would I want to put all the time and energy and effort into editing and shooting content just for it to turn around and fail? But the thing is, that's never going to happen again. And I've definitely gotten past that point. And now I'm just ready to consistently upload. I also think people are going to be getting like fatigue, burnout from TikTok, because it's almost like TikTok's like an adrenaline rush. You know, you're like scrolling through really fast, where TikTok, you're coming to my channel to sit down for, you know, 15 minutes to consume my content. Like you're fully aware and conscious of what's sort of happening, you know, while I'm talking to you. And I think that's why it's so important for me to reincorporate the paranormal stuff, because I miss it so bad and I feel bad. I feel bad for myself for neglecting that area of my life. But the honest to God truth was, for the past 2 years, I was mentally like in survival mode. And I just couldn't do anything that wasn't easy, the path of least resistance, what's right in front of me. And yeah, it's just so weird. The only way I can describe what I'm going through right now is, well, Kat keeps calling me a butterfly out of a cocoon. And she was like, you're going through a phase where, you know, you're stretching your wings. She's like, a butterfly doesn't just come out of its cocoon and just start flying. She was like, it has to regain its strength with its legs. It has to stretch its wings. It's like, she's like, the wing. She's like, have you ever watched a cocoon? She was like, the cocoon, like this butterfly comes out and its wings are all clamped up and then it stretches out really flat. And she's like, you're stretching right now and you feel really uncomfortable in your new body and your new energy, but you're a butterfly from a cocoon. And I love that analogy. And butterflies I've been wearing butterflies like crazy everywhere. I'm just obsessed with butterflies. I even got a new tapestry on my wall for over my bed that have butterflies on it. But I'm also resonating, just feeling like I'm a bear out of hibernation. I feel like I've been in hibernation for 2 years. And I know you guys have seen me with content. I know I haven't been gone for 2 years, but like consistent, I haven't been consistent. And now I feel like I'm out of hibernation and I feel like I'm this bear, like hungry. I'm hungry for success. I'm hungry to rebuild this with you guys. And I found the community that loves me and I love you. And I just feel like I'm a hungry bear and I'm ready to like get a move on with my life. And I feel like I almost was like frozen in time for 2 years. I feel like even changing my hair and changing my fashion and my makeup, not really residing with the super goth side of fashion and makeup anymore. I just feel like I'm a totally new person. I feel like I don't resonate with the person I was for the past 2 years. I feel like I've just totally done like a 180, and Kat's right, I'm just very uncomfortable in my energy right now. And change is good. Like, I'm excited for the future. I want to start, you know, recording videos for you guys multiple times a week, which is what my plan is. And some days it might be this diary, just like this. And I just think it's really, Kat was like, you need to film what you're going through right now. Because she was like, it might help somebody. And she was like, being vulnerable with your community and your audience is going to make them love you more. So this was uncomfortable for me to film, but I think she's right. I think you guys need to know like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm in a very prosperous, beautiful era of my life, but I'm scared because I don't know what comes next. And I've healed so much, and so many people have emailed me or messaged me DMs like, you're glowing, like your energy's just different. And I feel that I'm just very uncomfortable in my energy because it's different. So if you're going through something hard, no matter how hard it is, as long as you don't give up on yourself, that's the key. Never give up on yourself. Trying to be gentle with myself, and I'm trying to forgive myself because I'm so ready for this next chapter to begin. If you guys like this content, make sure you leave me some love below because you know I love you guys so, so much.